Hello, denizens. This is not a movie review channel, as most of you know, but the Matrix 4 trailer came out, and anyone who considers themselves a nerd holds the first Matrix movie in very high regard. But I'm warning you, I'm not going to go through the trailer, freezing every frame, discussing all the possible Easter eggs, and hypothesizing why Lawrence Fishburne isn't in it. Popular YouTube channels do that, and this is not a popular YouTube channel. You have been warned. For me, there was a tech connection to the original Matrix because when the DVD version came out, DVDs were actually a nascent thing. DVD players were insanely expensive at the time. There were very few titles available. I bought the Matrix DVD with the hope that I could play it one day, sort of like buying the golf balls before buying the clubs. We stood in line, my wife and I stood in line to pick up our PlayStation 2, mainly because it was the cheapest DVD player on the market. When we left Future Shop, people were offering us cash to buy it off us. I remember watching The Matrix dozens of times on my Mac laptop. In total, I must have watched it more than 30 times. Then the sequels came out, and they were crushingly dreadful. I realized The Matrix was an accident, but one I can still enjoy, especially as the stink of the two sequels somewhat fade away. And now another sequel. Matrix Resurrection has popped into our YouTube feeds. Do I trust the Wachowskis to deliver something as freakishly awesome as the first Matrix? Absolutely not. Especially if you factor in Cloud Atlas and Jupiter Ascending, two of the most overblown piles of nonsense I've forced myself to sit through, on top of the interminable Reloaded and Revolutions. I've lost patience with the Wachowskis, who frankly seem like the nicest people in the world in interviews. The plots of the two sequels were actually interesting, but the endless philosophical pontification sandwiched between soulless action sequences was just too much to handle. Of course, there was the giant plot hole. If the robots had to turn people into batteries to overcome the fact that in a last desperate attempt to destroy the machines, humanity cut the sun off from the earth with using a shroud of clouds. After the humans were defeated, why didn't the machines just reverse that and bring the sun out again? Anyway, personally, I'm not against huge, giant plot holes. And so Matrix Revolutions ends with the Oracle and the Architect talking as the sun seems to bloom over the horizon, rending the cloud cover asunder, with the Architect promising to let the humans go, and the Oracle saying, or live, I can't remember, and the Oracle saying that she will make sure he keeps that promise. Is that why the Matrix 4 trailer looks like a reset? That Thomas A. Anderson is no longer the one? I don't know. It's just a trailer. And I know it will be impossible to duplicate the magic of the first Matrix movie, but forget about the trailer. I will now summarize for you what the Matrix 4 movie will include. First of all, the standard Wachowski endless tortured exposition. There might be a giant mosh pit scene with sweaty, good-looking people. That I'm not sure about. Will there be quests where they have to find meaningless things, like a video game? Not find a video game, like endless quests that you would find in a video game. Anyway, yeah, yes, they will. Will there be a person they trust that turns on them, whether out of personal choice like Cypher or like Bane, who was infected by Agent Smith? Yes, absolutely, because that is the only plot twist the Wachowskis seem to understand. There will also be lots of CGI fight scenes drained of any and all emotion and consequence. There you go, folks. Matrix Resurrection. I'm not going to ask why Keanu is looking like John Wick. And speaking of which, did the moneylenders greenlight this film because of the Matrix legacy, which frankly has gotten pretty long in the tooth, or is it the John Wick effect? Will I go see it? Not planning to, but what if it's good? What if bats fly out of my ass? If it turns out to be good, then sure, I'll go. But I won't be lining up opening day like I did for the first three. Till next time, denizens, be seeing you.